morning everyone and welcome to this new video. Today, this video is addressed specifically to local administrators. What we're going to be seeing is how to set up a user account and in particular, how to give authorizations, roles, and access rights. To do so, please start by logging in to ALMS TT. Although we're talking about CustReq here, the first part of giving access rights goes through ALMS. Once the dashboard appears, please click on Administration and then Person. Here you have the option to select an existing person or create an entirely new one. To do so, click on the green cross and you will see that a new window appears. The mandatory information is highlighted by red stars. The part that specifically interests you to give admin rights is visible through the Responsibilities tab, and underneath it, you can see a second tab entitled CustReq. The first thing you will need to do is enter the CustReq login. Next, you will need to fill in those 4 window panes that have appeared. The first one is about the global access rights. You can start by giving someone CustReq request access. This means that the user will be able to create and/or manage requests. The CustReq admin. When checked, the user will be able to access the administration module, so the same rights as you as a local administrator. The CustReq tech support, be aware that this is not yet implemented. The second tab that interests us is for services. First of all, default service type authorization. This is all the service types that are available to the user by default. In other words, the user will be authorized to request any service type which is defined in CustReq. If this parameter is not set, authorization will have to be set for each service type individually. Additional information under the Service tab needs to be completed. The first one is Project Supervisor and Requester, and we believe that to be self-explanatory. The customer list, however, needs some further explanation. You need to select at least one. If you select several, the first one in alphabetical order will automatically be selected when placing an order for services. If the user wants another one, he or she will have to manually select it directly in CustReq. To order supplies, select a customer code for which the user will be allowed to create supply requests. This information is optional. However, if a user is assigned as a PAO or PCH in ALMS, the user will be able to post requisitions as per the roles set in ALMS. As a PAO, you will be able to order supply for all the PCHs under your authority. As a PCH, you will be able to order supplies only for the corresponding PCH. The next box to be checked is the new items requester. When checked, the user is authorized to add non-catalog items to his or her supply requests. Where the transport type is concerned, default transport type authorization. Flag it to make all the transport types available to the user by default. When this option is checked, the user is authorized to access, by default, all transport types defined in CustReq. If this parameter is not set, authorization will have to be set for each service type individually. CustReq Transport Dispatcher, be aware that this is not yet implemented. Transport Request Actor. This information makes the link between the user and the associated person actor defined in the Transport Request module. A new pane opens up. Either create a new actor or select an existing one. Don't forget to save, and then your person has been created. As an administrator, if you wish to have further impact on CustReq, you can do so by logging into CustReq and configure the following: notification types, service groups and types, transport groups and types, request approval for supply and service transport, user accounts and groups. However, these are advanced parameters which allow to fine-tune CustReq so that it matches perfectly with your current organization processes and roles. They are usually configured by the NSPA service desk at system initial configuration. If you want to update these, please refer to the user manual. In fact, we strongly recommend you get in contact with the NSPA service desk for support, as a mistake in a parameter may screw up the system completely. Thank you very much for listening, and we look forward to having you for our next video.